Wow, I don't know if I can really say that it was, oh my gosh, I want to start a company, or, oh, this is a huge problem. It's very much a process. I remember Jeff and I were walking actually just after ETL one day and being inspired by all the speakers, thinking, wow, it'd be really cool to actually do this. And sort of as time went on, we started thinking together with that being our motivation. And we wouldn't have started a company unless there was a big problem, a big thing that really interests us. So I can't say that wasn't a huge part of it as well.
And I think to go into sort of my personal motivations for why would I go out and do this, I'm very interested in building products and in building something that people find useful and really helps them. And so Cameron and I started meeting and talking and having these brainstorming sessions, like what problems could there be, and more specifically, what product could we build that someone would really fall in love with and find that it helped them on a day-to-day basis. And then the other aspect was I wanted to do a vast variety of things. I had done a number of internships where I was just coding, where I was just an engineer. And it was great, I enjoyed it, but you're stuck sort of in that one role, and you have to code all day, 8 hours a day, or 10 hours a day, or whatever it is. And I wanted to expand beyond that, and I wanted to do some of the business side things and be in meetings and talk with customers, and I wanted to participate in the design of the product as well. And so sort of tying those together, having a product, I wanted to basically be able to influence all the different aspects of putting a product together that would help people.
That's great. Let's see. So when we started Appsure, I was actually an undergrad, and the story behind Appsure was that we spent the last 6 months of my senior year kind of developing a prototype for what we thought the future of online news would be. This was in 2005-06, and we were seeing the publishing industry collapse, and so our story was I think different from these guys in the sense of it wasn't so much about company motivation. It was more about this problem of what do we do if we don't have really rich, good news experiences on the web. And so we actually started pulling together this group of Knight Fellows who are still on campus, this program that brings distinguished journalists to the school. And we started having these sort of roundtable conversations talking about what the future of online news would be. This started getting really exciting towards the end of my senior year, and at the age of 21, after 22, I dropped out of the master's program in computer science and decided after about 9 months of deliberation, developing ideas that we should actually go off and do this. When we first started the company, we didn't have co-founders. We actually had to pull together our founding team. So one of the guys was my Bunny World partner, if any of you are CS majors. So we spent a lot of late nights programming until 3 in the morning and knew we could count on each other. It's a great way of knowing who would make a good co-founder. And then the third guy that we brought in was Jesse, who is known as one of the most talented guys in the CS department. And we literally approached him. He was not one of our sort of in our friend network, and sort of just convinced him this is something that's going to change the world. You really have to join in on this, and he agreed. And that's how we got started. And actually, I moved to Argentina for the first 4 months of the startup, and I don't have to talk all about that now. But what's interesting about that part of the story is that we put together our founding team, and then right after that, I had to convince these guys that we're still going to go off and do this. I'm just going to move to Argentina for 4 months. So there's all sorts of different ways in which people start companies, and sort of the commitment levels, and how you know if you're committing all the way or partly, or if some people drop off, or it's 4 co-founders versus 2 co-founders. So I'll spur those as hopefully more conversations with Matt.
Great.